These aren't bunkers, barracks, or outposts. These are schools. 1 in 3 in Syria now look like this. From the earliest days of the conflict, schools were coming under fire. The lives of those working and studying inside them received no consideration. While the direct impacts of the conflict on education are obvious, many less visible factors are also stopping Syrian children from going to school. With a wide variety of groups controlling different areas, children now follow multiple versions of the formal state-adapted curriculum depending on where they live. Families are less encouraged to send their children to school like this. That is, if they believe the certificates would even be sufficient for them to enter university or work. Over 140,000 teachers and education professionals have left their posts since 2011. Many forced to seek work elsewhere as a teacher's salary couldn't sustain them within Syria's war economy. Despite this, many teachers have been so committed to their jobs that they continue their work completely voluntarily. In 2020, the aid community's appeal for funds for Syria's education sector only received 37% of the money they needed. This lack of funding undermines efforts to keep children in classrooms. Recent surveys show how COVID-19 has driven the majority of school dropouts since 2020. Lockdowns in the wake of the epidemic have deprived children of physical access to schools, while also lowering the capacity of parents to pay for their schooling. While education actors have turned to distant learning, many children don't have access to smartphones, internet, or radios, especially in remote and hard-to-reach areas. In the past 4 years, the UN verified over 300 attacks on schools in Syria. Schools which are still standing are often converted for military purposes or turned into shelters for people fleeing violence. None of these factors would encourage parents to send their children to school in the morning. While huge efforts are being made across Syria, clearly much more engagement and investment is needed to rehabilitate schools, attract qualified teaching staff, and ensure children across Syria can work towards a recognized, neutral curriculum.